What's up guys, FoxyCS here on the Team FDB world, but I'm playing by myself. So in this single play world, or the single player session, I'm going to take a more in-depth look at the mods, and I'm going to really show you guys how stuff works, not just doing it like we are in the multiplayer world. So, like any other Minecraft session, we always start out with basic tools, gain wood and stuff, so I will do that and I will be right back. Alright guys, we're back. We got a bunch of these basic tools and I'm ready to show you guys some of the fundamental features of Feed the Beast. So the first thing you're going to want to know when you're entering a Feed the Beast world is when you hit open your inventory, you're going to be shown, you're going to have this weird stuff on the side here. Now this is called NEI, not enough items. This is an invaluable resource. So anytime you're not sure how to make something, you type in the name, let's say piston. You hit enter to unselect this area. You go up here and you click R. R for recipe. It's going to show you how to make these. Now on the top right hand corner, there's going to be these arrows, okay? Click through the arrows and it'll show you the different forms of the crafting. So the shapeless crafting with all this stuff, pink slime balls, ball of glue, and then there's going to show you shaped crafting. Now if there's more than one mod that will support crafting this item, then it will show all the different types. And when items are changing shape here, it means that it doesn't matter which one it is. You can use any of them. I can use a slime ball or I can use a ball of glue if I would like to. Now the next thing is, if you don't know what an item is, but you know what mod it comes from, you can go to item subsets, go down to mod, and then there's this little scroll bar, and you can scroll through all the mods. Once you found the one you want, I want to make something from Gravity Gun, you shift click, and it'll write this down for you, and it'll show you any item that comes from that mod. And then once you're there, you can hit R, and you can see how to make it. Some more cool features of the NEI is when you right click in this box down here, it's going to immediately take away the text, which is really useful when you're looking for a bunch of stuff and then you change your mind and you need to look for something different. So now that we've covered some of the basic features of NEI, I'm going to build a little shack, a little mining shack, so we can get started with our mining operation. And once I've done a bunch of mining, I'll come back to you guys with a bunch of resources so we can actually start some real Feed the Beast stuff. What is up guys? FoxyCS here. We're back at the shack, ready to go mining. But I thought that while I was mining, I could talk to you guys a little bit about some of the mods we might be seeing in this playthrough and what you guys can look forward to learning about. So here goes nothing. Buildcraft 3 is an amazing mod that extends Minecraft with a system of powered machines and tools. It adds many machines for automating tasks and pipes for transportation of items, liquids, and energy. We will be seeing a lot of Buildcraft automations in this playthrough. Thermal Expansion is one of my favorite mods. It adds its own power system and a bunch of machines that each perform specific functions, such as ore doubling. This mod is one that we're going to be focusing on heavily as it is so useful. Industrial Craft 2 is one of the biggest, deepest, and most complex mods in the Feed the Beast pack. Developed by Ablaka and his IC2 team, Industrial Craft 2 adds dozens of new ways to play Minecraft. Whether you're building macerators and compressors to boost the efficiency of your gathered resources, making new power tools to speed up your resource collection, setting up advanced agricultural systems, or even building an invincible suit of quantum armor. Forestry is a large Minecraft mod which adds new items, machines, and ores to the game, many of which are used in farming. Forestry also adds bees, beekeeping, and bee breeding. It was designed for compatibility with Industrial Craft 2 and Buildcraft 3, and many of its machines require power from Buildcraft compatible engines. Applied Energistics is a mod that focuses on creating a compact, easily accessible, considerably expandable storage system called an ME network. The ME in the title stands for Matter to Energy. The premise being that items added to the system are converted into energy and stored in a digital energy form before needing to be used again, whereupon they're converted back into matter. I love this mod. However, it's a very late game mod, so we won't be seeing it for a while. Just keep your fingers crossed and we'll see it as soon as possible. Mine Factory Reloaded is a really old mod. It was discontinued for a while, but now it's back. I like to think of Mine Factory Reloaded as a mix between buildcraft and forestry. It adds a lot of machines for automation, but some of those are specifically targeted towards farming. This is a pretty cool mod, and it's going to be our first automated farm. Thaumcraft is a very old mod, and Thaumcraft 4 is the newest version of this awesome magic mod. This mod focuses around the magic of the environment. This mod allows you to use the magic around you in the form of V to perform different tasks and create fantastic items. If Thaumcraft is the magic of the environment, then Ars Magica is the magic of the player. This mod adds various forms of magic to the world. A major feature of Ars Magica 2 is a customizable spell creation system, which allows the player to create and cast many different magic spells with unique effects. It also adds new ores, mobs, bosses, blocks, and dungeons. Alright guys, we're back from our mining trip and we're ready to start on our first mod. However, before I tell you anything about Tigger's Construct, the mod that we're going to work on, you guys should know a little bit about this book that you spawn with, Materials and You. This book is essentially a tutorial for how to use Tigger's Construct. It has the getting started and the recipes. If you flip through the pages, it'll show you all the recipes for the necessary blocks that you're going to need to start with. It also tells you a bit about some of the stuff you'll find around the environment. So to get started with Tigger's Construct, we're going to need a couple of different blocks. We're going to need tool station, part builder, pattern chest, and a stencil table. So the first thing we're going to need for this are a bunch of blank patterns. We're going to need a couple more than that. Alright, so with these blank patterns, we're going to put a crafting table underneath one. We are going to put a piece of wood beneath one for the tool station. Sorry, that's for the part builder. And finally, a crafting table. No, a regular piece of wood beneath one. Once you've built all those blocks that I've shown you, another book is going to appear in your inventory. This book is called Materials and You. This one is going to show you the recipes for the tools, the materials that you might want to use for the tools, and some of the enhancements that you can add on to the tools to make them better. For example, a broadsword is made with a sword blade, a tool rod, and a wide guard. That way, if you ever need to know how to make a certain tool, just look through this book. In a second, I'm going to show you a single way on how to make one of these tools. However, if you look through this book, it'll show you the individual traits of each material, so you can really choose which one you would like. For example, the durability of a tool is self-explanatory. It shows how much durability that tool piece will have as its base trait. However, the handle modifier is a bit more complicated. When you make a handle out of this material, it will have this effect on it. So a wooden handle will have no effect because it's times 1. However, a cactus durability, no, a flint is 0.7. That means that you multiply this by this to find your final durability. So some of the better ones are something like slime, which has a 1.5 tool durability. However, slime has a very low mining speed at only 1.5. So even though it has a high durability, you would never want to make a slime pickaxe head because its mining speed is only 1.5. Now, some items have special material traits. For example, paper is writable, which adds 1+ modifier. Speaking of modifiers, let's take a look at some of them. So, for example, a diamond will add 500 extra durability and it will increase the mining level to 3. whereas a moth will cause the tool to slowly repair itself. For some items, if you don't know what this is, it'll show you the recipe and it'll show you what the item is. We've gone over a couple of the modifiers, a couple recipes, and a couple of the different material stats. However, to really get good at this mod, you have to go into depth of this book. You have to look around and find the best materials for your uses, and you have to find the best tool for whatever you'd like to do. So, if you really want to be good at Tinker's Construct, take a look at this book. Okay, we've gone over the book. Now we got these 3 blocks. What we're going to do now is we're going to put them down on the side. So, stencil table in the corner, that's fine. Tool station, that's good. And part builder. Now, in addition, we're also going to pick a chest with a pattern on top to make our pattern chest, and we can put that next to the part builder. When a pattern chest is adjacent to a part builder, it'll open up this pattern chest, and without it, the pattern chest will not be there. So you'll see in a second why, but it's very handy having this large inventory that will hold your patterns for you right there. So we're going to make a couple more patterns. And once we've made a bunch of patterns, I will show you what to do with them. So I think the first tool that we're going to build is a pickaxe. So a pickaxe is going to need a tool rod pattern, a pickaxe head, and a shovel head. Now the way that I know this is because when you spawn, you're going to have a book called Materials and Me. It's going to look like this. I don't have it because I spawned somewhere else and I got rid of it. But if you do have it, it'll tell you all the ingredients necessary. In addition, when you click pickaxe over here, it'll tell you the parts that you need. So I need a pickaxe part, a tool rod, and a binding. I'm not sure why I made a shovel part. So finally, a binding. Here it is, tool pattern or tool binding pattern. So now, the way that you make these things is you put the material and the shape, the pattern that you like in it. Now it also tells you the material cost, which is 0.5. 0.5 is half of the material, so when I put in a whole cobblestone, which is one material, I get out stone shard and the tool rod that I would like. So I also need a binding, which I'm going to make out of wood. So wooden binding, stone tool rod. Actually, we're going to make the tool rod out of wood. So wood tool rod, wood binding, and a stone pickaxe head. Alright, now once we have those 3 shapes, we go over to the tool station and we combine them into a pickaxe. You can name the pickaxe if you'd like to. I'm going to call this Dummy the pickaxe. Alright, so now I have a stonebound pickaxe. When you hover over it, it says stonebound. What stonebound means is that as you break it, the less durability it has, the faster it will dig. Now, as you can see, Dummy's not a great pickaxe. He mines pretty much like a regular old, pickaxe that you make just with wood and stone. But the great thing about Dummy is that once his durability gets really low, or if he's about to break, you can put it in the tool station in the pickaxe shape and put your material in, and he gets healed up again. So if you've used Dummy so much that he breaks, he will no longer function as a pickaxe, but he won't disappear from your inventory. It'll just say that he's broken. And once he's broken, all you have to do is put it back in here and add up to his durability. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is work with a block from Applied Energistics, the Grindstone. This is the recipe for the Grindstone. Wooden gear is 4 sticks. So, we got a wooden gear, we're getting the 3 stone, 2 cobblestone, and the Certus quartz. Now here's a really cool feature of NEI. If you look up the recipe and you're in the crafting table, there's going to appear this little question mark. If you left click the question mark, it's going to show this cool ghost image. But what's even better is if you shift left click, it's going to build the thing for you. Awesome. So this grindstone, place it anywhere in the world, and you're going to need something called a crank. crank is crafted as follows. Okay, a wooden crank. Now you put the crank on top by right-clicking, and when you put an ore inside, for example, our iron, and you hold right-click, you'll see the crank moving. Now, after about 5 seconds, it's going to, wait for it, 5 seconds. It's going to output 2 iron dust. Now what an iron dust does is when you smelt it, each iron dust becomes 1 iron bar. So essentially, using this grindstone, you double the output of your ores. So I'll be back once I've ground up a bunch of iron. Alright guys, we're back. I've done a bunch of grinding, and I almost have enough iron for the next component of the Tinker's Construct. So, what we're going to need to do while that's smelting up is get some grout. Where is my, there it is, gravel. So, you just saw the recipe for grout, and what you do with grout is you smelt it up and it creates seared bricks. I will show you what we're going to do with seared bricks in a second. So, what we're going to make is a tool forge. So far, all you guys have seen from Tinker's Construct is Dummy the Pickaxe. And you might be thinking that that's not really a very impressive mod, is it? Well, those of you who are thinking that are completely wrong. With a tool forge, a whole new range of tools become available to us. So as soon as I'm done making this, I'll show you what the new benefits of these mods are. So we're going to need 4 blocks of iron, 3 seared bricks, which come from seared brick, 3 seared bricks, which come from seared brick, which come from grout. So once all this is finished cooking up, I'll make the tool forge, and I'll be right back with you. Alright guys, we're back and we're ready to make the tool forge. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to pick up your tool station, because it's used to make the tool forge. Now the blocks of iron, here's the recipe. Boom, you're done. Put it down in the world, and suddenly, look at all these look at all the different tools you can make. There's hammers, there's the lumber axe, and there's the excavator. Those are the 3 main upgrades that you're going to want to look at. So the hammer is a broad mining tool. It harvests blocks in a wide range and is effective against the undead. So here's the cool part. Area of effect 3 by 3. That means that when you're mining, if you dig in this block, it's going to mine this one, 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 and this one. So you're mining 3 by 3, which makes your mining so much better. So that's the first thing that we're going to work for. What we're going to need to do that is a lot more blank patterns. So let's make a couple of those. I need more wood. I will be right back with you when I'm done making the blank patterns. Alright guys, we're back and we're ready to make the remainder of these blank patterns. Okay, so with these blank patterns, we're going to need a hammerhead. Well, we're going to need this large plate pattern also. We're going to need, where is it? Hammerhead, here we go. We're going to need some strong, or tough rod patterns. We're going to need some tough bindings. Now, with these, put them in our part builder. Notice the material cost is 3, so I'm going to need 3 pieces of wood to make one wooden tough binding. We're going to make the plates out of stone, so 2 of those. We're going to make the tough rod pattern out of wood also. We're going to make the hammerhead out of stone. Be careful with shift click, otherwise you'll fill your inventory with a bunch of useless hammerheads. Now we go to the tool forge, click on hammer, and we're going to have ourselves our first hammer, which I feel like calling smasher. And what did I do wrong? Whoops. There we go, smasher. Okay, now that we have smasher, our mining is going to be a lot better. But as you guys can see, my food is running really low. So I'm going to show you guys a cool mod that'll help you gather those first seeds. Alright guys, so it took a little bit of searching around, but here it is. Biomes of Plenty adds scythes. Now, what these guys do as soon as we sleep, so what these guys do is that they clear out grass really quickly. No, they don't. Alright guys, we're back. So contrary to my original belief, scythes no longer till a 3x3 land. Instead, they simply clear out leaves ridiculously quickly. And as you just saw, they do not work on modded trees. But these vanilla trees, they clear out the leaves at a ridiculously fast speed. Wow, look at that. It's way faster than creative. Alright. What is up, guys? Back in the shack, but I'm afraid to say I have to go. In this episode, we've gone over some of the cooler Tinker's Construct stuff. I'm set up with Smasher, my trusty hammer, and we've got a Grindstone for our ore doubling. So the next episode, in between episodes, I'll do a lot of mining, and next episode, I'll be back with tons of different ores and minerals so we can get started in some more automated ore doubling. So yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye.